Welcome to Have Truck Will Travel. Today we're going to be going down airport, around the city a bit, and talking about Minecraft, of all things. Somehow how that relates back to the old man. So the other night I saw Minecraft with the kids. While the movie wasn't good, it kind of knew exactly what it wanted to be, and at the same time it didn't. But hey, you know, I played that game in beta all those years ago. Good God, I was in high school. I remember, maybe it was alpha. I remember I looked at someone else playing it. I was like, what is this garbage? Who would have thought, fast forward 15 plus years, roughly, if I got the times correct, maybe I'm just that old, that I'd have 1,000 hours in the damn game. My kids would be playing it, and I'd be going to the theaters to watch Jack Black in a live-action Minecraft movie. And it made me think about when my dad took me to see a movie around the same age. My guys are just turning 6 now. I think I was 8 when Harry Potter was coming out, the first one. We went to the movies. I don't remember much of it. I have no recollection, so hopefully the kids remember this movie. They seemed pretty into it, but as the story goes, I was not a Harry Potter fan. The old man and I, we bounced out of there pretty fast. Or maybe he just didn't like it and took me out. Who knows? But then I started thinking about doing more movies with the kids, because Revenge of the Sith is coming out soon. I'm a huge Star Wars fan, and one of my boys is a massive Star Wars fan as well, so we'll probably have to travel to Sudbury for that. And I was like, man, how many movies have I actually seen with my dad? I remember we did Return of the King in theaters. Return of the King was good. And I remember I wanted to see the giant spider. Now I'm, heavily invested in Silmarillion lore and Shelob and all that stuff. But at the time I was just like, yo, there's a giant spider in this. I gotta see it. This is the coolest thing ever. I don't know if we did Two Towers in theaters, but Return of the King was good. And then as I got a little bit older, we saw a couple more. I saw before that Terminator 3 we did like Matrix in the theater. The second one, I like the second one. I don't know what everyone always complains of the second Matrix movie. I thought it was sick. Did a few more. Terminator 3, remember that? Not good, but hey, it's RNA, so you go see it. As I got older though, one of the big ones was Captain America Winter Soldier. And I was so stupid. I'm the one guy that when it was revealed that the Winter Soldier was Bucky at that time, I was like, this is insanity, mind blown. So you can laugh at that if you want, but that was a big deal to me. That movie was good too. We did Godzilla. The old man was always a huge Godzilla fan. Like OG Godzilla though. Like 1950s and 60s. Old school Godzilla. He showed me all those movies. So we'd watched Breaking Bad, of course, before when we were Bryan Cranston fans. And I'm like, man, we have got to go see Godzilla. With my best friend and my dad. God, that was a good one. I think that's about it. I never did too many with them. So hopefully I can do more with my kids. But I love going to the theater. District 9. Saw District 9 with the old man. That was sick. God, I love that movie. Let's grab a cup of coffee. As we come down off airport right now. Probably can't see much. I can't see much either. I don't even know if this is recording what I want it to. Hopefully we're shooting out the window or something. We'll try and figure this out. Anyway, we'll go get a cup of coffee. We'll probably wait in line for 6 hours. You know what? No, McDonald's is open. We'll hit that up. So anyway, movies with the old man. He was a huge movie buff, and he got me into movies. As of late, just with the kids over the last couple of years, I haven't watched as many. My fiance, she's not massive into movies either, but she's like, I got her to watch Saving Private Ryan with me recently, the whole thing. She stayed awake for it. Had no idea she'd do that because I've been doing Hell Let Loose with her, the World War II simulator. Don't hit me. Good Lord, boys. All right. Ton of people in front of me. Okay, this is why we got to get a front-facing camera as well. Anyway, so we did some war movies. Remember I got her to do the Bourne movies a while ago. Oh, I remember doing Bourne with the old man. See, the thing is, guys, like a lot of these, remember, I was born in 92. So you go back with the old man, he was watching movies in like the 60s, the 70s, so we did all the Westerns and stuff. That's what this is about with Have Truck Will Travel. Like, have you ever seen Have Gun Will Travel? It's a great show. It's kind of what we're doing here. If you haven't seen that show, you got to watch it.
Welcome to McDonald's. Are you collecting points on our mobile app today?
Nah.
Hi there, welcome to McDonald's. I'll be with you in just a moment.
Okay. So, watching tons of movies.
Sorry for that. Are you collecting points with us today?
No.
Alright, what can I get started for you?
Can I get a medium regular?
Okay, anything else?
That's all, thanks.
Alright, $1.31 per set.
And, his love for movies really rubbed off on me. All right, so now we got fuel for the road. Let's just get back to it. It took longer than I thought. We were talking about movies last time. I don't know if this is going to be a part 2 talking about it, but welcome to Have Truck Will Travel. We just came down from airport. We're at the McDonald's now. And we're going to be moving on. Talking about doing Gladiator with the old man. And just his love for movies. You know, it's funny. Is I got all these almost old movies with him. They do so many shots of him driving around North Bay just cursing. What was it? There was one where he's yelling about. It was when they were doing the Old Man's Meadow. That was so Project Grizzly had come out in '96, right? Or they filmed it in '95. It comes out in '96. Now early 2000s, him and his buddy Scott Levine. Scott goes, "We got to do another one," and the old man's like, "Yeah, for sure." So they took off to the mountains for a few weeks or a week. I'm not quite sure the whole timeline for that, but Scott got some great footage. Like just the old man talking. God, I wish I had like most of that, especially the early. Like I know we call him the old man, but like he'd been like 30 back then, right? 30? Yeah, around there. It would have been amazing to have some of that. They just get him riffing, just ranting, but not in a bad way either, though. I don't know. He's talking about like sitting down with Nobel Prize winners or something, or sitting with I don't even know who the hell he was talking about. We gotta go. We'll take how long? And it's in Project Grizzly as well. There's that scene where he's talking about being a Jacques Cousteau, but not a big one or a small one or something. You're probably not going to get that from me. My mind wanders too much. But for these, I don't know. I want to get it right. I'm trying to figure out what we're doing with these. I've spoken about YouTube before and like what that means, and as we're almost a year in, that perspective is changing. And then there's always the comedic element of talking about my dad and YouTube, because his relationship with YouTube was way just strained, we'll call it that, because he didn't understand how to use it, so I always have to like aggressively get someone to help him. And it was always sporadic because that's how he worked. It was just infrequent bursts of great energy. That's a lot of people are always talking about how my dad, they'd be like, he inspired me. He was so inspirational. He was a go-getter. He was a force. And I was like, honestly though, sometimes he could be the laziest dude on the planet. Like that's only a bit. It's like, it wasn't sustainable for him. He would burn bright. Like if he was doing a book, right? He wrote books sometimes. He wrote many of them. We'll put them on the channel. But when he'd do it in like one go. He wouldn't just, like me, I've been working on a book. I got a couple books on the go. A couple, like a novella's been finished. You're looking at like 40,000 words on that, a little bit more. It's in the second or third draft now. I sent in a short story, got another one on the go. And then there's like the big book, like My Silmarillion, that's been on the go for like 15 years. But I kind of keep going back to it. When the old man would write something, he'd do it in like a month, which was incredible. So he'd do the same thing for YouTube. He'd get a burst of creativity. You know what I mean? He'd get a nephew or my buddy. He'd be like, "Oh, we got to upload all these to YouTube." And he'd be like, "Go, go, go, go. We got to go now." And he was always, it's like if you could start a channel and within 45 days expect every video to go viral. And he didn't even know what the hell that meant at that time. He was just looking at views. Because the ultimate goal, and I always talk about this, and I'll never not talk about it because it's hilarious, the ultimate goal was always getting people, realistically conning them into putting money in to something. So the suit raffle was one of the most iconic ones. One of his videos, Trojan Stealth, 500,000 views right now. I think it was my cousin. She uploaded that many, many years ago. And his whole thing was, if we can get X amount of people, 50,000, 100,000, whatever, and every one of them puts $1 in or 50 cents in, think of the money that we can generate off that. Almost like a GoFundMe. He probably would have did better with GoFundMe now, but that's what he was trying to treat it as. So we'd upload these videos. and they'd realistically go nowhere, or they'd immediately take off, because this is the early 2000s. People would just be lighting them up in the comments. Oh my God, that's something I've struggled with. It's tough, man. We just did some stuff on Instagram, and you get a lot of negative comments, and like, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Maybe you don't like my face. Maybe you don't like the fact that I can't grow hair. Maybe you don't like the old man. You think he's an idiot. It used to bug me, but now it doesn't. Just like, okay, fuck it, whatever. You know what I mean? This is what you get. You don't like the video, leave a comment, like, comment, subscribe. Just promote it. Flame me in the comments. I really don't care. But he would, right? Like, it would really bother him. He could not take criticism. So they'd be like, oh, like, this suit looks fucking stupid. And to be fair, sometimes it wasn't good. The old man had a problem where if he was dropping something, like, let's say there's a video on YouTube and it's fucking old. It's like 2005, maybe. Discovery Channel comes up to North Bay and he's showing off the Trojan. We'll call it the Series 1. It was not armored. It was all plastic. It didn't even have the blunt force trauma, like, padding inside of it. It was a concept, like, ground floor, out of his garage concept. Dude promotes it to Discovery Channel like, this is the one. This is the suit that you're going to put on. It's going to completely change the face of warfare. And it had the stupidest parts on it. Like, God, I hated that suit. But the idea was there, and it eventually transformed into something that was amazing. But that early test, you can find it. Maybe I don't know, maybe I'll try and find it, like, steal it on YouTube and put it up on my channel. I don't think you can do that. But anyway, it sucked. And he could not handle the criticism on that. Like, when he did the Trojan Stealth video, if you go to that now, it's just comments flaming him. And he would always get so pissed off at it. He couldn't take any of the criticism. And it's like, dude, if you're going to go on YouTube, first off, you're probably going to get lit up. Second off, every video is not going to make 10 million views. And third, he was getting views. He had 50,000 or 100,000. And he's like this GoFundMe thing he was doing. He's like, nobody's putting money in. I'm like, Dad. Because his whole thing was, what was going on at the time? It would have been like 2000. It would have been high school. So right before Iron Man 1 comes out. And he would always go back to Halo, and there was a lot of comparisons from him and Halo, and he's like, I don't understand why people don't want to buy this suit. I don't think cosplay was huge back then, but I'm like, but what's the audience? I mean, I probably didn't say that to him at the time. I was maybe like fucking 13, so I definitely wasn't saying that. But I look at it now, and it's like, what was the audience? Like a bunch of high school students, just a bunch of idiots, and oh man, like, they're not going to pay you money for the suit. But his relationship with YouTube is great. Mine's a bit different right now. So right now we're just figuring out the best way to deliver conversation. Do I go longer? Doesn't seem to be the way. Shorter doesn't seem to be the way. But I've always had the idea. We'll probably cut it here because it's probably already gone on way too long. I've always had the idea for a podcast in a vehicle. Someone's going to steal that. It's probably already been done, but I've seen the vehicle vlogs. Chael Sonnen used to have one, and I loved it. It would just be him driving around talking about MMA, and it was a little bit less doctored than it is now with his channel. It's just him shooting the shit, and I love that. And I was like, dude, imagine just doing videos like that. So I'll probably keep these up once I figure it out, figure out the camera position, figure out the destinations in the bay. And we'll try and get that as the backdrop. I don't know, maybe if I want a camera face in the front as well, we'll just kind of shoot the shit. It won't always be about the old man. That's kind of the direction of the Have Truck Will Travel. I just want to see where it goes. But I feel like everything, ultimately, especially on this channel, it all comes back to the old man. And it's always a stupid story. So we'll cut it there, guys. Thanks for joining us on Have Truck Will Travel.